You are about to see mutilated corpses, burning tank carcasses, and all out mayhem, brought to you by Frontline Fatalities.
Sup, COH fans, and welcome to episode 75 of Frontline Fatalities, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, FatalSaint? I am gearing up to be very, very excited for the Company of Heroes 2 beta. It actually just gives me a little nice tingling feeling to know that by the time that this actually goes to press on Friday, the beta will have been out already for a couple of days. It's exciting times.
Yeah, it's going to be real good to get our hands on Company of Heroes 2 beta and see what has changed since the alpha test back in December. It's going to be very cool. Yep, hopefully it will be awesome and everybody will be jizzing their pants all over the place and everything explodes to huge proportions, and that will be awesome for both the players and us as the shoutcasters, as we'll get some more much needed attention since we're currently casting a 7-year-old game and we're kind of running out of stuff to do. So yeah, anyways, we dug deep, or Tommy dug deep in replay packs, various people's replay packs, and managed to fish up hopefully a gem here between Freestyler and Hoyte, or Semint, on Semoaf back from 2012, is it? Or
this is in fact 2011, this game.
Oh yeah, so now it's getting seriously old. So it's always kind of fun to cast these old replays because the meta is a little bit different. It's not a massive difference, but it's a little bit different. So let's get on with it and see what has changed since the past 2 years or so. At the 5-second mark, you ready to go, Tommy?
I'm ready.
Pause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So Freestyler will be taking on the Americans in this game against Semint's Wehrmacht, and I know you have a bit of a personal relation with Semint. Do you know how he used to play? Have you played against him before he stopped playing?
Yes, he always did some pretty interesting things. As I know, Ver was his main faction, and often I remember the last game that I played with him, because he pretty much stopped playing about a year ago. The last game I played with him was also on Semwa. And he just did this really hardcore, like, for the fatherland camp in the middle, and then just like base spin me. It was
so good old defensive play.
Yeah, he takes a lot of influence from Mag's play. He actually did a really interesting tactical write-up. If you go back and look at the first replay pack that Mags released at the beginning of 2.602, which I think he just called ba 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 because his name was like Batman or something in his replay pack. He did a really interesting, like, sort of strategic analysis of everything that he was doing in his games, and he plays in a very similar way. But I think in this one, this was, from a long time ago. This was actually just at the beginning, I believe, of 2.602, when this patch had just come out. So a lot of the things that you see very prevalent now, like sort of stews and snipers, not quite so prevalent back then, because they hadn't really been sort of exploited for their full power back then.
Yeah, they haven't really been discovered yet, I guess, when the patch is so new and fresh. It takes a while before people change to the new metagame after playing the former patch where something was very powerful and all of a sudden maybe it's not as powerful as it was before. So it takes a while before people realize that maybe I should build a sniper nowadays, because the sniper is all of a sudden very good. But back in 2.601 or even, former patches, the sniper was so-so. I remember playing like good old Vico. You would never build a sniper because it was so expensive, and why would you get one when AT guns would snipe infantry like snipers? So, and it could kill tanks and vehicles as well. So basically everybody that plays Americans back when I played Vico before OF built AT guns, because AT guns was a counter to vehicles and infantry, because they would snipe everything, which was completely and utterly broken, and there was it was fixed quite rapidly when people realized that this is dumb. Why is my AT gun killing infantry when it's supposed to be a hard counter to vehicles and tanks? But it's actually a hard counter to everything, as long as you can keep it protected, obviously. So yeah, nowadays it's all about them snipers, I guess.
Yeah, snipers rule the metagame because, you know, a sniper is just, well, a sniper is a sniper is a sniper, and it's very, very potent. But hopefully in this game, it's going to be a little bit less about that. We have a double Volk opening from Hoyte. He's following that up with an MG as well, and he's playing with these double Volks pretty aggressively, moving over to this bottom right-hand side, because obviously you will notice this is a reverse position Semwa game, not the conventional side, so that means it was, in fact, an auto match game. And yeah, look at these Volks going all the way over to this fuel and this cutoff over here on the right.
Yeah, he's cutting off the 60 munitions on the further right-hand side on Semwa from Freestyler. And Freestyler did a 2-engineer start, and he's just built rifles. So I guess this is one of those games where the Jeep hasn't been discovered yet. As we talked with DVM, that, you know, the Jeep came and then it went again. It's not that popular anymore, but it used to be very popular.
Yeah, it's still what I think it's just one of those units that rewards sort of quite an aggressive early game with the US, and obviously nowadays we're seeing a lot more of that kind of passive wait for tech style of US. So yeah, it's had its moment, the Jeep, and I'm sure that, you know, if COH was going to continue being played for the next 2 years, it would probably experience a resurgence at one point or another, because, you know, the great thing about COH is that the metagame does change over time. You know, even when there's no new patch, people will just realize, oh, hey, you know, this style of play is actually superior. But I do think that, you know, the kind of styles that we've seen emerge now, this far into this patch, I think are probably the most, you know, they are the most superior that we're ever going to see. And there's a grenade.
It was basically just teched, and I was thinking, why are you hanging around with one rifleman squad against 2 Volks? And obviously I just saw that the teching icon on the left-hand side and realized that Freestyler is hanging around because he wants to get one nice nuclear pineapple on these 2 Volks. But it looks like Semint read that tech and knew that there was a grenade coming. You know, maybe it was just like when it's come to sniper baiting, you know, it's weird that someone will stick around with an infantry squad taking sniper casualties like 2-3 in a row, because usually that means that there's an enemy sniper somewhere wanting to do a counter snipe. And this was basically the same thing, I guess. Semint might have read or actually played against Freestyler recently in this auto match, and he knew that there were grenades coming, so that's why he hung around with the one lone rifleman squad against 2 Volks.
We actually have another potential for a grenade flank here on this building with the MG. It's cutting off and actually pinning that rifle by the cutoff. But here comes another rifle now flanking. He needs to jump out of that building, otherwise he's going to be eating a grenade.
Yeah, he did see the rifle coming down the road in the middle of Semwa, the flank, and he knows that there are grenades, so he did very good by vacating that house as soon as he had the chance to do so. But at the same time, we did have an engineer squad chased off from the munitions, and the Volk squad and the Pio that chased them off, at least the Volk squad, is now coming to reinforce their MG and the other Volk squad. So what has Semint built so far? 2 Volks, MG, and what?
He's built 2 Volks, 2 MGs, and now he has actually got himself a sniper, which is just coming into the field now.
Maybe Semint knew, people who know Semint knows that he was a very prevalent strategy expert. So maybe he was one of the first ones to realize that the sniper changes for 2602 is very powerful. Maybe I should go play with some snipers.
Well, you know, people were using snipers even before that. Like, if you look at Aimstrong's replays, he was, you know, he and Seth were always using snipers for a long time with the sort of Volk sniper build. But yeah, I think he's sort of playing. I think that sniper is less as a sort of a deliberate build order, but more as a reaction to the grenades, because snipers are a great counter to grenades. Because obviously, for grenades to be effective, your opponent needs to get in close to you, and a sniper is good at keeping him further away. And if he does try and close that distance, then he's going to be taking a lot of casualties.
Freestyler is fighting very valiantly against his MGs and Volks and the sniper, trying to get his cutoff back, trying to exit his base. That was a nice grenade. That was basically just a sliver of half a second more, and that MG would have gotten out of the house without damage, but he just couldn't de-garrison the MG quick enough. We don't have an MG garrisoning in a house on the left-hand side against some engineer squad. He needs to retreat those guys, and Freestyler does retreat engineers. He knows that he can't beat the 2 MP40 wielding MG crewmen with only 2 engineers in a building. It's not possible.
Creep Barracks is now up in fairly timely fashion, despite having quite a large tier 1. And that's going to be producing a Grenadier first. He probably knows he's relatively safe from any kind of fast M8 tech, given that he has already seen that grenade.
Yeah, the grenade tech, and there was also a triage in Freestyler's base, which was his second tech after the grenades were teched with his rifles. You do tend to take quite a lot of damage, I guess, when you close the distance and stuff, so I guess a triage might be an okay tech. It's never a bad tech, but it does put you behind a little bit, so he probably might have benefited more from not building the triage at this point, but who knows.
It's quite normal to get a triage following grenades. It's certainly not unusual. You look at a player like players that often go grenades, like Korean Army, often follow up their grenades with a nice bit of triage. So we have a nice bit of rifle play there. Yeah, he finally managed to force him away, because those Volks have been in the field for a long time. It's the first time they've been forced into a full retreat. And meanwhile, we're actually having more expansion onto the left side as well.
We did have the supply yard go up, and a minesweeper was actually upgraded for one of the engineer squads from Freestyler. So that's gonna... I'm not sure, has he hit any mines? Has he seen any mines whatsoever? Has Semint actually placed any mines?
Yeah, no, I don't think he has. I'm looking around at the usual mine spots. And
he might be expecting something on the cutoff or something if Freestyler is trying to go to contain the Wehrmacht player in his base or something. I'm not sure why he would build a sweeper without even hitting a single mine. I guess you can almost, at least, never go wrong with a sweeper. There tends to be, in high-level play, at least a 1 mine or so. So if you just get a sweep on 1 mine, you've almost made your munitions back, almost, and 2, and you've started to, you know, gain a benefit of it.
We actually have a rather preemptive Panzerschreck upgrade on that first Grenadier squad. I guess he wants to just be really ultra safe against any kind of fast vehicle, because I don't think there is any kind of hint of a fast vehicle on the table right now.
Fuel-wise, he spent 30 fuel, 40 on the grenades, I think, and another 20 on the triage, then putting up the supply yard. Right now, Freestyler is lacking any fuel to do any form of teching whatsoever. He can't even build a motor pool right now with only, barely 20 fuel in the bank.
Oh, that's a nice grenade through the hedge, and actually we have bars being followed up now as well.
That's where his fuel went. I was wondering why he only had 20 fuel in the bank, and that's why. So, lots of rifle upgrades for Freestyler.
It's a bit risky to go for so many rifle grenades, because a good Wehrmacht player can really punish you with that. You know, there's all kinds of things Semint can do right now, knowing that all that fuel has been sunk into nothing but rifles. He could, if he wanted to be really mean, he could get himself another sniper. Double snipers would really shut this down. He could also just start packing on the infantry veterancy, get himself Bet 2, and again, shut it down pretty effectively. So it's really risky, especially if you're not in a really dominant position, as I wouldn't say Freestyler is. It's pretty 50-50, given that Hoyte has had, well, he's had his fuel all game, he's had a decent supply of munitions all game, and he's probably going to get back his plus 16 on the top left as well pretty soon. So a bit of a dodgy move, I think, for Freestyler, but we'll see how it works out for him.
Flamethrower upgraded for one of the engineers from Freestyler as well. So 1 sweeper, 1 flamer. That sniper still going to work with 10 kills now, but the bars are actually pursuing him. The Volks are forced to retreat when the bars close the distance. And I guess Semint could also be cheeky and go for a quick tier 3 tech after getting, what did he get? A pack, Shrekren, and a half-track from tier 2 so far?
Yeah, he got that. Half-track's actually not a bad idea. That's going to force stickies.
Yeah, he's got nothing else to do against a half-track. We do have the motor pool being constructed in Freestyler's base right now, but it's going to take him a while to get an AT gun on the field, and he can't afford an M8. Wow, double MGs, 1 in the church and 1 in the building. That shut down everything in the center completely. And I can see, as you said in the beginning of the game, that was a nasty mine. Too bad. Luckily enough, he forced off everything, so he's going to have plenty of time to actually repair that half-track back up to health. And yep, there's the engine back already.
He could even move in for a cheeky little base spin right now, with one of those MGs moving right up to the cutoff.
I can see what you said about Semint's playstyle. He's going very aggressively for the middle now. Literally every single unit that he has is hanging around in the center.
It's a weird way to play Semwa, because the middle doesn't really have anything. It has a total of plus 10 in munitions,
Yeah.
and it has a single VP. It doesn't really have a whole lot. But the thing is that US players feel compelled to attack where the Wehrmacht is. It doesn't really matter if the Wehrmacht isn't holding anything of any real benefit to himself. They just feel obliged to attack the Wehrmacht player, to flank him.
Might it be because you don't want this to happen, which is happening right now, to get base pinned at that narrow crossing?
Well, the thing is, what are you actually losing by being base pinned right here? He's losing plus 16 munitions, he's losing another plus 10 munitions from the bottom, but he still has plenty of munitions on his side of the river. He's still got the plus 10 next to his base. He can literally just wait, take the other way around, and wait for his tech, which I believe is a vehicle. Yeah, it's an M8.
The M8 armor skirts got upgraded as well. We did have a rifleman squad on the further left-hand side. He was actually hiding before, and he went and nicked the VP over there. But now a grenadier and a bull squad actually found him, and he's going to lose that rifle even if he retreats right now. He's basically stuck at the edge of the map. But
Yep.
why is Semint not following him?
I don't know.
Why not go for the kill? Did he see or hear that M8 rolling? And now that rifle is actually going to be able to retreat. That was a massive, massive misstep for Semint. He could have easily polished off that rifleman squad from Freestyler.
Yeah, it was a very strange choice from him, I must say.
Pax now moving up to the north, trying to protect his Pios, decapping that VP. But the drain is still on. Freestyler down to below 400 VPs now. Nice MG, suppresses two rifleman squad. One of them still slips past, however, and is going to stay around and protect the M8 while it protects the rifle, capping the VP. Freestyler needs to stop this drain now. He's basically lost the center, he's lost the right, and Semint is basically grabbing everything on the map now.
Yeah, he's really beginning to expand now that he's got that MG in the base pin position. He's able to just cap everything at his leisure on this bottom side, although...
Oh, I thought he was going to get away.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be able to sneak through, but actually here's a sniper to force a retreat.
Yeah, he can't hang around with his engineers here. Only 3-man squad with a sniper around, and he's suppressed. Yeah, there's the retreat. But here comes the M8 now. He's most likely going in to flush this MG out of the house. He needs to get rid of that MG so he can exit his base into the center again and at least get the VP on the right-hand side to stop this drain.
And here comes the sniper follow-up for Freestyler.
Yeah, after the motor pool only getting the M8, he went for the WSC to get a sniper, most likely fishing for that counter snipe and to dislodge things from buildings, especially as his grenades are just not cutting it right now. He couldn't get close to that MG, putting him in the base pin situation. Oh, I like Freestyler's sneaky rifles. He's hiding them at the map borders all over the place, and he's stopping Semint from grabbing more VPs in other territories on the left-hand side.
Yeah, he's using them well to keep up the harassment now. I think it is in that point of the game where he needed to wait for that tech. He's now got the M8 and sniper combo, while Semint is in a sort of a force tier 2. He's got himself one stripe of infantry veterancy, and I stand horribly corrected. We've actually got a pretty brutal tech coming in for Hoyte now. He's teching tier 4.
Oh, he's teching or building it?
Teching.
He's teching it right now. So does he have 50 in the bank to actually produce it?
Oh yes.
Wow. Yeah,
he's gonna have enough to start building it as soon as it's done. And the M8 just got destroyed engine. That's not good. That's not good at all. And there's Shrek nearby to come in and lay in the hurt.
There are allied engineers around though. Both the flamer and the sweeper is here. And if that Shrek gets a lucky hit on that M8, might spell disaster for Freestyler. He gets the engine
just
back.
repaired the engine.
That was quick.
Very fortunate for him.
Both snipers are actually laying in the hurt on each side's infantry, but no counter snipes. They're just basically meat shields for the snipers now. Lots of allied presence and Axis present in the center now. The problem is this half-track. The M8 can't chase it, but Freestyler knows that there is a pack around. And I think, is Semint trying to destroy the hitch, or what is he doing with the pack?
He could be. I'm just checking out this engagement here between a rifle and a Gren up in the north. I think this Grenadier is going to come out on bottom. Getting chewed up and spat out there.
The M8 is actually fully repaired and is racing over to the top left-hand side now to reinforce those rifles chasing off those Grens, as you say. That was a Shrek Gren as well. We do have a mortar out now from Freestyler as well. Might not be a terrible idea, considering he's very clumped up in the center, Semint.
And he's using a lot of MGs in buildings and stuff like that, so a mortar is never a bad choice against that.
Not exactly sure if he's going to be able to protect it though. That might be a problem. Faust goes in on the M8 for Semint against Freestyler's M8. After taking that damage from the Panzer Faust, it decides to at least back off a little bit. Second Volt Squad now moving down, and we do have an MG actually facing those rifles, capping the munitions, but no line of sight. The mortar now is actually bombarding the church in the center. The MG actually vacated at a house and the church is empty. Nice grenade on the MG, forced to retreat. Both the Allied and Axis sniper hanging around in the center, just waiting for a counter-snipe opportunity, but it's not really revealing itself right now.
It's half-tracks all up in the face of these rifles, but I don't think they actually have stickies yet.
As far as I know, I haven't seen sticky tech. He might have gotten it, and he does have enough munitions, but he decided not to throw any stickies at least. I don't think he actually has the tech. He's taking it right now, actually. Here comes the M8 coming in from the flank. There is only a Shrek Gren and a pack in the center, but the pack is on the wrong side of the church. One Shrek is not enough against a Vet 1 M8. Forces off the Grenadiers. Nice mortar hit. Here comes the Flamers and Sweepers from behind. Trying to dislodge the Shreks from the building, gets one kill on the Grenadiers, and they're going to be forced to retreat due to overwhelming infantry from Freestyler, sieging the center now, trying to force Semint out of this game, out of the center of Semwa.
He's just brute forcing his way through the middle now, but he's going to be in for a shock when this tier 4 is finished building in just a few seconds, because Semint has the fuel to build virtually anything he wants out of that besides a Panther. He can start unleashing the Oswins or the P4s, whatever he really wants to, and whatever he chooses to go for, I think it's going to be very painful, given there's been quite a lot of investment into anti-infantry, what with all the rifle upgrades and the mortar and the sniper. Lots of anti-infantry, but it's not going to help against a P4.
He is floating quite a lot of manpower, however, and he's now building an AT gun, so if there is anything from the tier 4 in the form of a tank like a P4 or an Oswind, he's going to be able to at least keep it at bay, but he's got nothing to pursue with, so maybe with superior micro, Semint will still quite easily force an American out of the center with combined arms.
Well, he's using the half-track well to keep up momentum and actually allow for all that nice, tasty infield reinforcement. Oh, but there's a sticky. There we go.
What?
Okay, maybe not.
That was
I was pretty sure he threw it.
Yeah, I saw him reach for it, but the animation was cancelled just before it actually went in, I guess. But M8 is now here trying to polish off this half-track before the Shrek Grens can kill him, and there it goes! I was actually fairly impressed with Semint's half-track micro and the use of his half-track this game, keeping it live for so long. Sometimes, and actually paid with his life though. Not sure if that was worth it.
Not worth it at all,
I'm sure it's not worth it, yeah.
Not for the munitions.
Not for the veterancy. The M8 was Vet 2 as well.
Yeah, it's nasty. It's very, very nasty indeed. Here we have a huge rifle flank here. We still have no Doctrine pick, but a prop ball wouldn't go amiss right now.
No Doctrine for Freestyler either. Floating 5, almost 6 CPs now with almost 500 manpower in the bank and almost 250 munitions. He could basically build anything he wanted, but he's content in sticking with his infantry. Oh, that Flamer is so toast. Wow. That was fast. Double Gren grenades!
Oh,
Oh, could have been worse, I guess, but still 5 casualties. Look at them all huddled up there. I want one nice Nebel barrage. Oh, a Ver mortar. That would have been doom right there. But here's the first Tier 4 unit out from Semint. A P4 is the choice for him. I think an Ostwind would have been better right now, though.
I think he just wants to play it safe. He's not quite sure about the tech that Freestyler is going to be hitting him with. He could have been facing something like an M10 to support, and he doesn't want to. Doesn't want any nasty surprises. He is in fact going up against an AT gun.
There's mines as well.
He should be able to circle straight without too many problems. Oh, the ally sniper gets revealed by the Grens there.
And the Axis sniper actually killed the MG on retreat. He might get a sniper on retreat. He does not. The sniper is vet 1 and magically lives. The AT gun is decrewed, however. And all of the infantry support was actually forced to retreat at the Axis cutoff. So he's got nothing, literally nothing at all to support his AT gun. Semint needs to grab that or destroy it, though. Here's the mine.
Better late than never, I suppose.
Oh, these rifles might be in trouble depending on how snipe-tastic this P4 is. Not very much. Oh, it looked like it crushed the retreating guy, but it didn't. Oh, another mine goes off, kills 2 grenadiers. Wow, almost kills the entire squad. That was very low health. But I think Semint needs to... I don't know what Semint needs to do apart from building more Tier 4 units. Because right now we actually have a tank depot up and a Hellcat building in Freestyler space.
Lovely stuff. We have an Ostwind actually coming out now for Semint. And now, yeah, he's in a very nice position right now. He's got a really nice army composition. He's got his 3 Grens. He could do a couple of things actually from here. He could, as he still has both his MGs alive, and Freestyler seems to have a real thing for blowing his rifles. He could get some support veterancy, which would be nice for his double MGs and for the sniper. Or he could get himself vet 2.
Yeah, I was thinking vet 2. Yeah, I was thinking he had 7 CPs and actually unlocked field repairs so far, but that's it. So he might be banking on some form of, I don't know, Hellcat harass with field repairs because he's got plenty of munitions. 360 in the bank, so he could go for double repairs. Ooh. That MG might be in trouble. Only 1 man. Everything retreats apart from the sniper. The MG degarrisons the house and leaves. The Hellcat is trying to squish some Volks at the VP on the right-hand side, while the remaining forces from Semint is in firm hold in the center. They got a real firm hold of the center. Sniper, Shrek Grens, P4, everything's in the center, really.
And the Ostwind. So we do actually have Terra has been chosen. We have Prop War unlocked and almost 3 CPs in the bank. So he's not a million miles away from that KT. Freestyler needs to make sure that by the time it arrives, he's either got a heck of a Hellcat train or he's got a lot of AT guns, one of the two.
Yeah, what do you think about Terror? What's your preferred doctrine against a Terror player? What do you think about armor in that matchup?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's okay. It can definitely work. Armor is, it's really good. Obviously, you don't want to get into a situation where you've gone down the Pershing route and you're
get a KT on the field. Generally doesn't work unless it's 2v2s, I guess.
Yeah, historically has not worked out too well for the Allied side of things. But yeah, Callies can do a lot of damage to the KT where because they always have to penetrate. So
that's a useless Hellcat. I think it just missed out of cloak.
Missed out of cloak. Yeah, that's really
that was useless. Who trained that gunner? And then he just recloaks the massive tank. No problem. We do have the Ostwind now forcing off some sweeper pyros on the left-hand side. Sweeper engineers, sorry. And we do have a lot of manpower flowed again from Freestyler. I'm not sure if he knows what he wants to do, or if he just wants to... I don't know what he wants to do. I don't think he's seen anything. No prop war has actually been used from Semint, so I guess he doesn't really know what he's gone.
He should be assuming Terra by this point, as we're a fair way into the game, and well, there's no sign of defensive. He would have known if it was defensive, and no sign of blitz either. So he should definitely be considering fighting a KC, or at least some form of heavy tank into the end game.
Oh, there's the prop war. And he's going to isolate the sniper and the Hellcat, which was damaged by the pack, and this AT gun as well. All the infantry support is gone. He's trying to squish and save the sniper. He needs to push those Shrek Grens. Oh, he's running down negative cover road, and the Volts and the Grens actually don't manage to polish off that sniper on retreat. I was lucky, and the Hellcats get out of there, but that AT gun is decrewed once again, and Semint needs to steal that thing and point it against the allied tanks.
He doesn't actually have any 4-man squads to steal it with.
No,
I
guess
guess
not.
He does have a Volt chilling out in the church graveyard he can move up and take it with. That would be quite nice, actually.
Or destroy it, at least. He's going for the cutoff. And we do have an Axis mortar on the field.
Oh, an Axis mortar. That could be pretty nice, actually, you know, with the amount of sort of blobbing at this cutoff that Freestyler's doing.
If you can get a nice shell on a blob of suppressed rifles, it could be devastating.
Some
the Wehrmacht mortar is just like, ugh. Oh, there it is! There's the first shot, kills 2 rifles, forces an instant retreat due to the suppression that the Axis mortar sometimes causes. Yeah, and all of a sudden Freestyler finds himself cut off from the 16 munitions on the right hand side, but he's almost banking on literally almost 500 munitions right now. 500! That is a lot of munitions! See if
he doesn't even have like a Goliath to build or anything like that, just to, you know, to use up surplus munitions.
He could spam stickies and grenades, I guess, or something. I don't know what he could do, because with armor he's got no point in using his abilities, his command abilities, unless he's actually going in for some form of an armor attack. Here's the second Hellcat now produced in Freestyler's tank depot, making it a total of 2. With field repairs unlocked, he could go in for a flank here in the center, which seems to be what he's aiming for. That Hellcat needs to help out those rifles, though, against this Oswin before he takes too big of a chunk out of them. Here's a pack. Nice mines in the center as well. Oh, very nice. Did that pack just... No, that was the Ostwind that bounced. I was like, what? Cloak pack?
The M10 swivels around on his axis. Oh, but not before he goes down, though.
Yeah, the P4 goes down to the Hellcat, very damaged. He was repairing it, and there goes the Ostwind as well. Oh, nice Shrek snipe. Main gun destroyed. Lucky Hellcat. Both of them actually manages to survive. Now 500 munitions in the bank, but Freestyler does not want to use his field repairs. He just wants to get out of there with his 2 tanks. Pershing unlocked, but pop-capped.
Ooh, that's not good.
No, no it is not. He's trying to reclaim some territories on the left-hand side. If he can get enough population for a Pershing, that could be extremely
one grenade
good.
forces a full retreat from all that infantry there. I bet you on another one of those rifles. That was a bit of a dodgy attack there for Semint, who is also floating an absolute crap ton of munitions. He's got over 300 in the bank.
Should he just prop war everything?
he could just prop war everything, couldn't he? I mean,
and isolate the 2 Hellcats, and that would have been almost been the game if Freestyler would have lost both of those. Technically, Semint could have just driven into the enemy base and destroyed everything with the Ostwind and the P4.
The middle is looking rather empty. There's actually 2 packs in the middle, so
ooh, this Pershing might not have such a fun time as it's expecting to have, probably.
Nice grenade into the church. Only kills 1 man, though. That's the benefit of having a church, an MG in the church, is that it's such a big building that grenades and I've even seen units survive satchel charges when they've been thrown into the big old factory buildings on Stursdorf. They're so huge that you can have an MG sitting in there and still survive with a sliver of health, even against a satchel charge. It's absolutely nuts.
That's so funny. We do have a Pershing now moving into the center. This mortar might get toasted. I think it's going after the MG, but it was vacated from the house. Where'd it go? Did it retreat back to base?
What's he doing with the pack? God! Make me rage with this horrible pack micro. He's, I don't know, he faced it the wrong way.
I don't know if he expected some Hellcat flank or something, because the Hellcats are floating around on the left-hand side.
It was a missed micro.
Misclick. Wow, this Pershing is not having fun. Like, seriously, not having fun at all.
When do Pershings ever have fun? Very, very rarely, except
well,
in
against dogs, P4s, you know, medium armor. Sure, just laugh all day long.
Even then, like it just
there's still
P4
packs.
twice.
I guess so. I wonder if he has HVAP. He does have TD, so he could upgrade to HVAP, but I'm not exactly sure what he needs the most, because he's not actually fighting any heavy armor like Panther. So
But he will soon be facing a KT. We're sitting on 4.5 CPs after Prop War, so just half a CP away. That's just a couple of dead Volts or a dead Sniper away from a KT.
yeah, he just needs to plug away with his. Is Semint Sniper still alive? I haven't seen him for a while. Or did it die?
He is still alive with 25
center.
kills.
25, very nice. Nice MG on the bridge, suppresses 2 out of 3 rifles.
He could have prop warred all of these rifles, but he seems to have a thing for not using it.
I'm not sure. He doesn't really have anything, you know. He's most likely just waiting. Oh, this is a big problem. But the packs are posing a big problem against the Pershings as well, or the Pershing and the Hellcats. Ooh, the rifles in the center might actually find out. 1 pack and an MG completely undefended. There's not a prop ward to save his pack, but there's a second rifleman squad. And at the same time, no, at the same time, I'll check out these tanks in the... Wow, that MG was destroyed instantly by all of these tanks from Freestyler. What happened to the pack?
The pack got decrewed. It's not being stolen though, although he could probably do with stealing it because the KT has been unlocked and we're just 100 manpower away.
Ooh. That might be very problematic, and now that Semint has Vet 2 infantry for a while, I think a KT would be a wise decision against the 2 Hellcats and his Pershing.
He's actually pop-capped though at the moment, so...
Oh, now he's pop-capped?
Yeah, he's pop-capped.
Semint is just one of those maps, I guess.
He just needs to get 1 territory and he'll be fine, but...
Just lose 1 Gren. 1 Gren guy, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. Lose a Gren man and he'll be able to afford it.
Pack was not stolen actually, no. Still hanging around the center. All of the rifles actually left. We do have field repairs popped. Why? Strange.
To heal the Pershing, I think.
I guess.
To heal it while his engineer caps, because he needs this spare capping power.
Maybe, I'm not sure. We did have a 30 cal actually stopping the decap of the VP on the right hand side. A Volt squad went over there, try and nab it. But Freestyler has finally stopped the drain when it's down to 174 VPs compares to Semint's 284 right now. Semint's still looking strong. His Vet 2 infantry is not looking that strong when they're standing around in negative cover though. Capping the middle VP, and it actually awards another rifleman squad with Vet 2. I think all 3 squads from Freestyler, now Vet 2 with a Vet 3 sniper.
That is not a great scenario to be in, to be fighting all these fitted rifles. But
Oh!
he does still have his P4, he does still have his tier 4.
And this Pershing is not having a lot of fun. It's basically just been sniped by packs the entire game. It hasn't had the chance to do anything else. Because he can't really go anywhere where the packs are, especially not if he has Shrek Gren backup.
We have another P4 has been produced. Here comes some more rifles into the middle. A prop war would be pretty useful right about now.
Those are some long-range stickies. Oh, he immobilized this, and there's the prop war. A little bit too late. He could have most likely saved that P4's immobilization.
Disappointing use of prop war there, really. Coming in way too late to be of much use. And now he's going to get ganked by Hellcats here.
Oh, one of them hits a mine in the center road, and there are Shrek Grens. Oh, there goes a Hellcat. The second one is going after this other P4, which is showing its rear. At the same time, the pack against the Pershing forces that to back away, and it crushes the sniper, actually. Semint's sniper goes down to the Pershing. It's the first thing that the Pershing has actually done the entire game, almost. Crushing a sniper.
Hellcat's getting...
oh, it's so toast. So toast.
It survived an admirable amount of damage before going down, given the field repairs, but...
The Vet 3 sniper almost got Shrek sniped in the center, and we do have an MG decrew there.
KT is here. KT is on the field. After losing all those tanks, he was able to free up the pop cap.
Oh, of course. He lost one of the P4s. That's 12 pop, I think.
So now he's moving out onto the field to try and... He's got to try and reclaim some of these VPs. He is only on just above 200, so he can't afford to be triple cap for too long. Otherwise, it does begin to mount the pressure a little bit.
But that sniper became much more of a nuisance when he lost his own sniper to the Pershing crushing him. Because now
especially now, and the KT means that he can't afford another sniper for a little while, so he's going to have to make do with just accepting the manpower drain on the chin for a bit.
You take a look at the KT versus the Pershing, while these two rifles, Vet 2 rifles against the Shrekwens and the P4 in the center of the map, combined with the mortar also raining down on them. He's trying to defend himself, but he's basically stuck. Here comes a Hellcat trying to counter this P4. I think that Freestyler doesn't want to use up any more munitions for stickies, maybe one, but he's trying to float for Allied War Machine, perhaps?
This is a comedy of errors here, the KT versus Pershing. The Pershing is actually managing to circle strafe it quite successfully. Getting some hits off into the rear.
P4 goes down, and the pack almost... Oh, he does get the Hellcat before the Vet 3 sniper manages to decrew the pack. So P4 down, Hellcat down, and the pack got decrewed. And there goes the Pershing, I heard.
Yep, Pershing exploded in spectacular fashion. The KT was simply too much for it to handle.
Well, he did get a little bit of damage onto him, but I guess that was basically it. But we did have a metric ton of manpower floatage from Freestyler, so he just basically instantly bought a new Pershing. Semint, I don't know, he's not liking the prospects for this game right now, I guess. He's losing a lot of his support weapons.
Yeah, there's a lot of decrewed stuff here. I mean, he does still have his 2 original bolts, so he could just go out and recrew a lot of his stuff and instantly enlarge his army, but I just don't think he's in the position to do that at the moment. Nice grenades go in, double grenades. Very nice stuff. That sniper's still plugging away with 35 infantry kills, though.
Oh, he might crush the sniper with the Hellcat. Was very, very close, actually. He could take the VP in the center. Most of the infantry... Wow, that was a nice hit.
It's basically this Vet 3 sniper versus the world right now. He just has no support out here.
He's got rifles coming out,
nice
and then
war.
instantly prop war. We do have another Hellcat produced for Freestyler, trying to help this Pershing against the KT, which is having quite a bit of troubles, I think. And 2 Shreks. The Hellcat's not gonna have much more fun than the Pershing, I think. Ooh, nice hit.
Firestorm has been unlocked along with Inspired Assault.
Not exactly sure, because he doesn't have anything to use it on. There's no AT guns, for example. He's fighting the KT with tanks. Firestorm's not that good against tanks because they're so mobile. They still do a lot of damage to them, but your opponent
could use it on this 30 cal.
Grain grenade should do it. Nicely placed. Oh, instant decrew off that MG. The 30 cal.
Don't you remember when grenades always used to miss?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So much.
It was fun.
It was just like, oh look, this is a perfectly placed grenade on this block. Oh no, it overshot. Great.
It's like on the side. That Vet 3 sniper though, that's a good investment from Freestyler. I think it's been keeping him in the game since he got Vet 2, since Semint got Vet 2 on his infantry. That sniper has done a lot of work. 40 kills now.
These rifles are really nicely placed for one big old hit to the rear. But
Nice
here comes the
splash.
Pershing coming in for some side shots. But all he can do is bounce all day long.
Ooh. Well, the KT is fairly undefended. It's all on its lonesome. We do have a pack that was actually recrewed with one of the Volk squads from Semint. Ooh, that Vet 3 sniper. How did he get over here so quickly?
Because he's Vet 3.
Yeah, I know. He's running in cloak. Oh, KT snipes an engineer trying to repair the Pershing. The Pershing moves out of the way. We do have one of the Hellcats there. Still with the KT damage to below, just barely below 50% health. I don't think one Pershing and a Hellcat is enough. Especially not with other forms of AT backup in the form of Shrekrens and packs. It's just not enough. Calliope is unlocked. Purchase instantly. So the whole variety of the armored doctrine has been unlocked by Freestyler now.
And we have Vet 3 infantry coming up for Semint.
What do you think about that choice? I'm not exactly sure if that'll help him that much, considering the sniper is the biggest problem.
Yeah, I don't know. It's I don't know. Yeah, I think a counter sniper would have done him better. Oh no, this could be bad now for the KT. There's quite a lot of Shreks in support, but we do have an AWM pop, so he's going to get that one Hellcat back for free. This second pushing now is plugging away at the KT, doing some good damage here, but I think one more Shrek penetration and he could go down.
Whoa, I think the Shrek just friendly fired the KT actually. Ooh. Ah, there it goes, but he did get both of them back, and the Calliope is actually moving up. He could polish off a lot of stuff, including the KT, but the infantry blob and the KT is actually separating.
He is firing at the KT. This could be, oh wow, it is the end of the KT. And that's an instant Vet 2 for the Cali.
But now it might be a little bit in trouble. The sniper is getting chased by all of this infantry, and the Calliope is in trouble now as well. But it's actually going to be able to get out of there. He's got one kill, one tank kill, Vet 2, KT.
Well, he's certainly made his investment back. The loss of the KT is actually a really huge blow to Semint's army now. He's basically just down to all this vetted infantry, which means the sniper is going to have an absolute field day.
Yeah, and he can't really fight off the Pershing without the KT. The Shreks are barely semi-reliable against the Pershing frontal armor.
And actually, it's the VPs that are posing the biggest problem now. Semint forced to roam around with this huge blob just to try and sort of maintain himself against this sniper.
You've got some nice salvage.
Oh.
Pershing just
USA.
obliterates the Pios. Well, it was a nice salvage until they horribly and horrifically died. But yeah, good thought. I guess I'm not exactly sure what Semint needs the munitions for. More Shreks, maybe. Even though he's got like 4 or 5 Shreks here.
More prop war, just prop war everything. Grab the VPs. Oh god, this could be the nastiest squish in history right there, but he didn't go for it.
He just wanted to get out of there. Was that a Faust? I think he just Fausted the Pershing.
I think he did too, yeah.
25 points for Semint. Freestyler sitting pretty on 109 and 2 VPs in possession. And we do have this nasty Wehrmacht infantry blob moving around the center. Calliope trying to stop him, but he was actually firing most of the rockets into the building in the beginning. Ah, Vet 3 Volt goes down trying to decap the middle VP, and these Grents are so banged up. And all they got is Shreks. They got 1 car rifle, that's it. And that guy dies. So now he has no anti-infantry on those Grents. And I think this is the time where Semint throws in the towel. Semint thinks he threw the game. I don't think so. I think both players fought very valiantly over the win. Neither of them really giving up. He did a few fatal mistakes. Yeah, I guess maybe the tank micro wasn't up to snuff, and you know, he could have. The thing that
he could have put it away, I think, with some better mid late game play.
I also think, you know, he could have put a dent in the infantry from Freestyler by killing, you know, at least that 1 rifleman squad that was caught at the map border. Maybe even, you know, if with some proper focus fire, he could have taken down another rifleman squad. I would have forced Freestylers to rebuild them, and they wouldn't have any veterancy, and he would be, you know, behind in the capping war when he lost 1 or 2 rifles and so. I think Semint could have had this.
Definitely.
Very, very good game from both players. I always enjoy seeing the older replays where there's lots of tank battles. KT Pershing, we had the one with Contador versus what we think was Draw the Line, some Smurf, or might have been just some random player as well, where it was Tiger versus Pershing with storms and all kinds of things. It's always enjoyable to see these tank battles. I like those.
Yeah, it was always good fun to watch. You don't. You do still see them, but it tends to be more tier 3 based. Tier 4 doesn't get quite so much of a look in these days.
No, not really. And I very rarely see people that go Blitz go for anything else than Stormtroopers and Stews. You very rarely see them go for the Tiger. Maybe in 2v2s. Very nice fought from both players. Great game. And thanks guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and comment and like this video and tell your friends. And we'll see you guys for the next episode.
See you guys.